Hey everybody! Thanks for tuning in for another card review, number 4. We're finally done with that whole series of a bunch of them that I did all together in a string, and I cut them up in little bits because the video is way too long. So, now we're on to a new one. It is March 22nd. It is 3:11 Central Time. And what I have for you should be pretty fun. I'm pretty excited about one of these cards I just saw, so we'll see what we got. Alright, first up we have a neutral minion, Epic. It's Slithering Death Scale, 5/9 with Battle Cry. It's a Naga. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, deal 3 damage to all enemies. I mean, that it's good spell, not great stats. I do like the little flavor text. Colossal minions know her better as Slithering Damage Scale, because they're so big they would only take damage when it killed them. Ha ha ha. Um, like any other Naga and, spell-based synergies. Great if you get it early enough to be able to be holding it in your hand and cast those 3 spells. They're going to fall right into the decks that have that kind of stuff. And if you top deck it, well, it's going to kind of suck. Moving on. Whoops, wrong way. Boop, boop. There we go. Next up, we have Sunken Vessel. Ooh, another Azshara. That means we have a Sunken ability. 5 cost, Epic Rogue spell. And it summons 2/3/3 pirates with stealth. And then you put a Sunken Vessel on the bottom of your library. Or of your deck. Sorry. Wrong game. Sunken Vessel, cast when drawn, summon 2/3/3 pirates with stealth. I think that's an awesome ability because anytime that you can cast when drawn something that usually produces minions or tokens like that, it's a really effective ability. So I'm definitely seeing how Dredge is really going to work well. I think Rogue Pirate synergy is going to be a thing, or at least Rogue and Dredge, specifically maybe for this card to help out being better, more of a mid-range game. I mean, 2/3/3s, that's 6/6 worth of stats, and it's going to be a free cast. You're going to first pay 5 to get 6/6 worth of stats. Then this automatically gets placed at the bottom of your deck. Next turn, play a Dredge spell, put it at the top. You know you're going to draw it. Maybe you have a way to draw it already. Draw it, and there it is. 2/3/3 Pirates with Stealth for free. So, I mean, let's see. So far, what do we have for Rogue for Dredge? I think right now all we have is that one. No, there's 2. There's 2 neutral minions right now that have Dredge. And so that's 4 different minions you can, or 4 minions in total that you can have in your deck that can dredge it. So you get that dredged up, it's going to be awesome because right off the top, it's automatically going to cast, and then you're going to be able to draw a card. I think you should be able to. Usually a cast when drawn spell allows you to draw an additional card. So you should be able to draw more past that. And here's what the Sunken Pirate looked like. Little spooky astral dudes, 3/3. Azshara Pirate. Throwing a Mr. Smite in the deck can give them all haste too if you happen to have that as well. So I mean, duh, I just thought about that. So you have your 5 cast spell, Next turn, let's say you have that Mr. Smite in hand, dredge it up, put it up there. You're gonna play them for free. That's 6 damage. Play your Mr. Smite down. That's gonna be 12 damage on the board that can go wherever you need it to. That's gonna be awesome, and they're all gonna have charge. And so I think that's gonna be some. Maybe Rogue is the next pirate-based deck. You still have Pirate Warrior, of course, but I mean this. I see what they're trying to push here, and I think it's really going to work. This card will probably be one of them that I'll get like one of because it usually seems with epic spells that are good, I only get like one or none of. I get like these crazy bad epics or bad legendaries, and then it's like, oh hey, that really great epic. There's one of it. Here you go. Here's a little crumb. Moving on. I wasn't complaining, I swear. This card, is insane. 9 cost. Spendy, right? But the payoff is worth it. Whirlpool. It's a nature spell. For Priest, Epic. Destroy all minions and all copies of them. So, if there's any copies that you shuffled into your library or any copies that are in your hand of something, like, some people like to repeat a bunch of minions. This is going to be crazy. It does trigger death rattles, but I mean, with the effect that it has, it's going to get rid of all of them anywhere and all of their copies. So I mean, this could potentially be bad on your end of things, you know, if because it's going to be your minions too. So whatever copies of minions you have, they all get destroyed. Or if you're playing a mirror match, it would destroy whatever minions your opponents have and also yours too. So you know that would be well, at least I think it would plan out that way, right? Like if you and your opponent shared a card that like they had one out that you destroyed but one was in your deck, I think it would also destroy the one that was in your deck because it says destroy all minions and all copies of them. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we're going to have to see how that one works. Anyways, it's just crazy. Nice board wipe for Priest late game. It's going to be insane. Next up, we have a 9-cost Epic 8/9 for Warrior, which I think we'll see minimal play, called Trench Stalker. As a battle cry, attack 3 different enemies. So that means, you know, if they have only 2 minions out and it's random enemies, one's guaranteed to go face. I don't know what happens if it attacks and the first minion it attacks dies. I haven't seen a video for it, so that's one that I'm going to have to, you know, watch or experience myself. But you do have the potential of just hitting the opponent. I mean, that's another thing too. You play it, that's going to be an instant hit on the opponent or whatever minions they have and them. But, you know, you can usually end up running into something that's not going to be a favorable thing for it. It might see play, might not see play. I don't think so in Warrior. I'm not sure. Might be good at Control Warrior. I'm unsure, but right now I'm going to say probably not. Queen Azshara. I was waiting to see this one. So we have a 5-cost, 5/5 neutral legendary Queen Azshara. Battle Cry. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, choose an ancient relic. This is obviously going to go into, you know, decks that you play plenty of spells of because it has that Naga synergy, so you're going to want spells in it. Top 3 I can think of is probably going to be Mage, Hunter, Priest. Those ones seem to have the most of them. This would actually probably fit really well with Demon Hunter. They do have a tendency to cast a decent amount of spells. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. So let's look at the Ancient Relics. First one we got is Ring of Tides. So Ring of Tides is a 0-cost card that hangs out in your hand. After you cast a spell, this becomes a copy of that costs 1. So you could do that, oh gosh, it's a 9-cost spell in Mage that casts up to spells that equal 20 mana of mage spells, you know, chosen randomly, and then you can get a copy of it just like that for 1. So 10th turn, bam, you got both of them. That's gonna be nice. Or additional damage spells, you know, it's gonna be really cool. Horn of the Ancients, 3-cost spell that hangs out. Add a random colossal minion to your hand that costs 1. That's nuts. That's really insane because I mean, so far what we've seen, most of the colossal minions have been really good. There are a few that this would probably be like, okay for, because they're not quite lined up with your deck, but I think most of the time it's going to be good. And I wonder if they're going to make a neutral colossal. I think they should. I really hope that they make a neutral colossal. We haven't seen Hunter's Colossal yet. I mean, getting the Demon Hunter one would be awesome. Let's see. We haven't seen a Paladin Colossal. We've seen Priest. We haven't seen Shaman's Colossal. So there's still a few more Colossals to be discovered. But it's random, so, you know, it could be hit or miss depending on what the other effects are. Then next is a weapon that it could produce, which is a 2-cost weapon, Zal Atath. After you cast a spell, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero and lose 1 durability. This is insane. This is nuts. Like, especially in Hunter. If this goes in Hunter or the Demon Hunter like I talked about, this weapon's going to be insane. Every single time you cast a spell, you deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Plus, I mean, for what I'm thinking for Hunter-wise, you're doing like some Naga spell synergy already. This, oh, man, it's going to be nuts. I'm really excited to see this in anything. You know, I mean, I don't know if they'd play it if Priest plays a lot of spells or not. But, you know, they can deal some good damage. I think they're usually a minion-based deck, so might not be too great in it. But if so, that'd be great. Because just play a spell, bam, 2 damage. 2 damage with the hero power. It's going to be really good. And then last, that it can produce is a 1-cost Tidestone of the Galganeth. You shuffle 5 random spells in your deck, set their cost to 1, draw 2 cards. So it's a 1-cost, pretty much, what do they call that? Arcane Intellect. So for 1 cost, draw 2 cards, and you shuffle 5 random spells in your deck that cost 1. Now, it being random, I mean, there's no guarantee that they're going to be good. And since it's neutral, I don't know if that means it's going to stay, like, is it going to be your class or is it going to be of any class? It could be like that Warrior Destroy Your Deck one that's not going to be all that good. It could really kind of flop. I mean, this could be a very iffy one. I don't know if you would choose the Tidestone of the Galganeth. But you might, I mean, Control Warrior, let's say, they play a few decent amount of spells, and you've been holding on to this, and your deck's starting to fatigue, so this would be perfect for that. Then you'll be ready to kind of reload your deck a little bit. And so, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And lastly, we have Barbed Nets. For 1 cost, Hunter spell. Goes great with that other card we just saw. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If you played a Naga while holding this, choose a second target. So if this is in your hand and you play that Queen Azshara, equip that weapon that costs 3, I think. Pretty sure. 2. I was wrong. I mean, that's going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. If you played a Naga while holding this, choose a second target. And so I don't know if this triggers twice from the quest or not. I think the quest reads whenever a spell you control deals damage, you complete the quest, or you get to add more onto the quest. But if one spell deals damage twice, no, because that doesn't happen for piercing shot. So I don't think it's gonna happen like that. Would have been cool. But anyways, I mean, just 1 to deal 2 is pretty solid. That's going to promote the quest even more, so it's going to be able to move it up after first turn. I don't know. It's going to be insane. I think this whole Naga Hunter synergy is going to be really awesome in that set, at least, or in that class. And I'm really looking forward to it. And that's all we got, guys. And so stay tuned for more. We can get another reveal. April 5th, I think I've already mentioned, is when they're going to be doing the rest of the card reveals. And this comes out, I think, on April 11th to play with. Go ahead and, like, comment, give me any notes. I'm, just starting up, so any thing or advice that you might have to help me to improve and be better, to give you a better experience would be awesome. All right. Thanks for sticking around.